19. Aurora. Leaning my elbows against the counter, I watch Wyatt hang up the painting of a lake, the finishing touch for this guest house that Cherry chose. I'm totally not checking out the way his back muscles shift under his thin t-shirt, though. Because I promised myself I would try to fight these thoughts. The alarming reminders that make my skin burn like a bonfire. Like the lick of passion that ripped through me as his tongue slid against mine the other night. Or the solid press of his warm body, enveloping me in his scent. No, Aurora. You're trying to stop thinking about that. Even if it has been playing on my mind all weekend, I have to remember that the kiss was fake. I was the one who instigated it, who did it to make Holly jealous, not because I like Wyatt that way. Was just being drunk and reckless. And I swear he's been quieter with me ever since. I've clearly made him uncomfortable and need to set things right. To reinforce that we are friends, business partners mostly, and I'm not planning on running around kissing him like that all the time. Because that would make our whole situation with managing the ranch and retreat together very awkward, especially so close to the first trial run. Plus, he's clearly not over his ex-girlfriend yet, which last Friday confirmed. Do you like it? I ask, trying to fill the silence as Wyatt finally decides he's got the painting hanging straight with a proud nod. He didn't have to help with any of the decorations today. He always has plenty to do on the ranch, but he insisted. Yeah, he turns, stretching to scratch the back of his head, gorgeous bicep flexing. No, it's just a regular bicep that has no effect over you. God, I'm such a liar. I'm just glad you don't have live, laugh, love banners all over the place. I roll my eyes. Why do you hate that phrase so much? I don't know. It feels kind of reductive. Yeah, but that's the point. I chuckle. How a successful life is about living well, laughing often, and loving much. I would have thought that matched your outlook pretty well, mister. I don't need a fancy job to be happy. Every inch of his face drops. Those dark eyes pierce into me, eyelids slightly narrowed in a way that has me swallowing. I hear his words from the other week run through my mind. Oh, I'll find a way to ruin you, princess. Takes a lot more willpower than I'd like to admit. To stop myself from just getting down on my knees in front of him right now, hoping to hear exactly how he'd like to ruin me. Especially after experiencing the euphoria of kissing him. Bloody hell, I need a cold shower. Anyway, what are your plans for tonight? I press on. Asterisk, probably gonna get the bonfire going and read a book. That's so cute and wholesome, I snicker, finding the image of Wyatt reading by a fire, maybe with a little blanket over him like I saw him with the other night, so contrasting to the dark, brooding impression he likes to give off. Cute and wholesome? Wyatt angles his jaw, stalking towards the counter. Two hands land on the surface, making me shoot upright, still captured by his dark, challenging glare. His lips entertain a faint curve, 2 words every guy dreams of being called by a girl. I perk a brow at his sarcasm. What would you rather I called you then? Wyatt's gaze narrows on me, smirk spreading higher, letting his dimples deepen. He weights his lips as he leans in ever so slightly closer, and his leather and pinewood scent compels me to inch forward too. Opening his mouth to speak, he then tugs his bottom lip with his teeth, his hesitation evident in the way he wipes his playful expression away. Cold indifference one south, barely nudged by the quick smile he offers. Just business partner will do. Loud and clear, Mr. Hensley. I try my best to ignore the stab of rejection wedged in my stomach. What about you? Any cute and wholesome plans for tonight? Maybe a night in with my vibrator, because clearly I've got some pent-up tension that needs releasing. But I don't say that, obviously. And I'm just about to describe another boring night alone with a self-help book, when an idea pings into my mind, bright and enticing. Actually, I was thinking maybe we put that bonfire to an even better use. How do you fancy helping each other move on from our exes with fire? As much as I enjoyed pissing off Holly the other night, I'm not down with arson. Wyatt's forehead creases. He stares at me like he's slightly concerned for my mental state. But my mind is laser-focused on how he said he enjoyed pissing off Holly, which was achieved by kissing me. I shake my head, waves bouncing and a little matted from sweating with today's work. Neither am I. I'm talking about something else that won't get us tossed in jail. Don't worry. I'll explain properly later. I round the counter, readying to leave. But for now, just get together anything of Holly's you still have, and get the bonfire ready. I don't have anything of Holly's. Wyatt is quick to respond, the words having barely left my lips. Sure, I elongate the word with clear incredulity. Then just find something that still reminds you of her. It can be anything. When I open the door, I notice Wyatt is still cross-armed, sloping against the counter, features strained. We don't have to if you don't want to, I hurriedly add, realizing that he hasn't actually agreed to hang out yet. And maybe the way he insisted he didn't have anything of Holly's was him trying to find a way out of my suggestion. It's just me, embarrassingly lunging at any opportunity to be around him. But then everything in his face flashes and he jolts towards me, as if he's worried I'll run away. No, I mean, yes, I want to spend the night together. He wipes a hand over his face. As in, the evening part of the night, not the whole night. I'm going to shut up now. Just tell me what time to have the fire ready. Wyatt winces while I smother my laugh, pretending to chew on my thumbnail. Redness creeps across his cheeks, and if I didn't know better, I'd say that I make Wyatt Hensley a little flustered. And I didn't even have to kiss him this time. The pep talk I gave myself before I left the house about being a strong, independent woman who doesn't need attention from a guy goes to absolute shit when I reach Wyatt's place. The dancing amber firelight casts streaks of glowing orange across his angled face, which is all brooding and strained with concentration as he reads his history book. His light brown skin is almost golden under the last remnants of the sunset too. But the worst part is, he's swapped his usual dark jeans and t-shirt for a thin navy fleece with Michigan Ann Arbor embroidered in yellow thread, paired with my ultimate weakness, grey sweatpants. I have to hold in a whimper as my whole body twinges at the sight of him lounging. There's a beer in the arm of Wyatt's camp chair, and a soothing man's voice sings a chilled country song from a speaker, just loud enough over the rhythmic crackle of the flames. Cool grey and pale brown smoke cascades towards the emerging starry sky. I'm disappointed I don't have any marshmallows because that would be the cherry on top. Is that Hunter singing? I ask, pulling my cardigan a little tighter around my body. Wyatt immediately slams his book shut and shoots to his feet like a soldier standing to attention. He doesn't even try to fight his smile, dimples blazing. Coupled with the grey sweatpants, I'm in trouble. My heart has never raced so fast. Oh no. He gestures to the camp chair next to his and waits for me to settle into it before sitting back down himself. It's Zach Bryan. He's, my favourite singer. Nice. I didn't think it was Hunter anyway. Not quite as upbeat as his usual stuff. Wyatt throws his head back and groans. Please tell me you're not a fan of his music now. 100%. I grin, biting down on my bottom lip as Wyatt peeks out of one eye at me, disdain written across his face. His voice is so sexy. In fact, you don't happen to have any of his old underwear around, do you? I hate you, he deadpans. No, you don't. You love me, I tease, gulping when Wyatt's face doesn't move, save for a small twitch of his jaw, proving me very wrong. Abruptly, I snag Wyatt's beer from his chair and try a sip, grimacing as I hand it back to him. Yep, still hate beer. God, why do you drink this? Shrugging, Wyatt jibes, it helps me get through having to deal with you every day. Always a charmer. I throw Wyatt a sneer, then smack my hands down on the notebook on my lap. The one that's full to the brim with paragraphs of emotional word vomit about Jake's infidelity. If my agent wanted a book about how awful it feels to be cheated on, our upcoming meeting would be a lot easier. Anyway, have you got the stuff that reminds you of Holly? Wyatt sighs and reaches down beside him, picking up a folded black t-shirt. He holds it out for a few seconds, revealing that it's a worn Simple Plan band t-shirt, like the kind I sometimes sleep in. Oh my God. I like Simple Plan. They did a song for one of the Scooby-Doo movies. It pains me that that's what you remember them for. Wyatt holds the t-shirt to his chest like he's trying to cover a stab wound. Why do I need this anyway? We're gonna burn shit tonight, that's why, Hensley. I jump up and beckon Wyatt to join me. There's clear apprehension in his expression, face all dark, sharp lines, but the flames flicker in his eyes, lighting up the intrigue. When I was younger, Auntie Grace used to say that we create connections with people and events in our lives that will continue to affect us until we purposefully cut those metaphorical cords. And she reckoned the most cathartic way to do that was using fire. I open my notebook and rip out the first 2 pages, the ones where the ink is splodged and has run down some of the pages, disfigured by the tears that fell as I scrawled all my hatred down. You're supposed to admit your feelings and then say you'll let them go. Then you throw whatever it is into the fire so those connections can burn. Wyatt's arms are folded, t-shirt screwed up tightly in his hand as he smirks at me. I should have known at some point you'd drag me into doing some weird ritual. I choose to ignore him and hold out the ripped pages. Asterisk, this is everything I wrote down after I found Jake half naked with a tall, beautiful blonde woman on his lap, when I came back from my great-aunt's wake. Tightness wins in my chest, breath struggling to leave as all the memories flood back and lay themselves bare for me to experience yet again. The stab of betrayal, the emptiness of loss, the heaviness of doubting my worth. But when Wyatt's hand finds my arm, fingers pulsing, warmth floods my body, reminding me that I'm still standing. I made it through that cold spell of broken trust, and I'm stronger now. Especially now that I have this ranch, including Wyatt, to anchor me back down. I am letting go of this betrayal, so that it doesn't hold me back. Briefly meeting Wyatt's midnight eyes, which are glazed with unnecessary apologies, I turn to the fire and toss in the pages, watching the flames devour the heartbreak as my body begins to buzz. It's not going to be an overnight cure, I know that, but I can already feel some of the lingering unease washing out. Because I'm choosing to release it, as opposed to holding. Onto the pages of messy emotions. This is progress, I know it. Your turn, Hensley. Wyatt's head bobs when he eyes the top in his hands. Holly never came to any concerts with me, always judging my music taste, I think. Then one day she got me tickets to Simple Plan, who I loved growing up. She spent the whole time texting, which I realize now was probably to Easton. She left me for him the following week? God, I think I hate that woman even more now. Burn that shit, I shout, and point at the fire. Wyatt chuckles heartily, warming every inch of me, awakening those butterflies. Teeth tugging on his bottom lip, he balls the t-shirt up, passing it from hand to hand. A moment passes, and I question whether he'll actually do it. Then he lobs the top into the fire and yells, "Fuck you, Holly. Yes, Wyatt." I cheer on, bouncing on the spot as he lets out a hoot, features suddenly brighter. Freedom pours off us both, tension dissipating into the smoky air. "I am letting you go," Wyatt continues, voice raised as he berates the charred top in the fire. "You don't have a hold over me anymore. I don't care about you because you never cared about me." Wyatt turns and high-fives me, buzzing and proud. Spurred on by him, I rip out a huge wad of pages, the ones that represent the hardest part of Jake's infidelity. I don't even care anymore that he cheated on me. I just hate how long I spent torturing myself over why I wasn't enough for him to only want me. Why he chased after the girl he cheated on me with when I found them, rather than trying to fight for me. I'd worked so hard to be sure and confident in myself. Yet the last couple of months have made me question my worth more times than I'd like to admit. But no more. Yeah, fuck that. He's a fool, Aurora. Now burn that shit. Wyatt hollers with a giddy, almost maniacal smile. His tall frame shakes with mirth, laughter loud enough to echo through the mountains when I fling the pages and then the whole notebook into the fire. Hold on 1 second. Wyatt dashes up the stairs and into his house, leaving me for a couple of minutes to watch the notebook crumble into cinders. It's funny, because although talking about Jake still makes me feel raw, I realize that it's been on my mind far less than I expected recently. Like the last wounds are starting to heal. When Wyatt returns, he's got more clothes in his arms. He hands me a shirt that screams white collar, and then proceeds to launch another top into the fire. Deeper shades of orange flames and ruby sparks frolic in response, hissing with celebration. These are clothes Holly once bought me that I hate and have never worn, but always felt bad for throwing out. He nods towards the shirt I'm holding. I mean, when would I ever need to wear that? It's literally designed for some city boy office worker, like she was trying to slowly morph me into one. Like who I am wasn't enough for her, but I say fuck that. No one, Not me or you should have to question our worth. So help me out and burn that shit. Uncontrollable laughter waves out of me as I chuck the shirt in and watch Wyatt throw his arms out in release, letting the other clothes fall into the fire. I couldn't ever imagine how anyone would want to change this man in front of me. He might be full of dark, sharp edges, but lurking in the shadows is passion and kindness. I don't think I've ever found in someone before. Suddenly, the flames spit up in a rage and Wyatt pulls me back, my body hitting his chest, but neither of us move. We just stand, beholding the fire, Wyatt's hot breath against my hair, fingers still on my arms, tracing lines up and down. If I was letting myself be reckless again, I'd sink back into him further, allowing the intense heat of his body right now to diffuse throughout me. Or maybe I'd grab his arms and wind them around me so I'm completely in his embrace, like when we were dancing. God, this feels good, Wyatt admits, presumably talking about burning everything in the fire. His head dips closer to mine, and I swear he inhales slowly. Then, voice deep and hushed, like he's telling me a secret, he says, "You make me feel good, Aurora Jones." All my self-control melts away and I can't stop myself from confessing out loud what I've known for too long. "You make me feel pretty good too, Wyatt Hensley,"